Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is episode 3 of Let's Play Dungeon Siege. Now, you are seeing me switching between my desktop and the game because I can't get this to work to record in anything other than OBS Classic, and that's using monitor capture. I can't get it to work using game capture. The window ends up being too small. I'm just going to top up my charge here. I'm going to keep using charge. I know that's a horrible noise. I do apologise. I'm curious to know how far that will stack. Because my mana will naturally charge. That's why I'm not bothered about having mana potions on this character anyway. That. What's the damage on the crooked staff? 2 to 4. Pathetic. I don't use transmute until I've got no space left. Yeah, so I have to use monitor capture for OBS Classic to get this to record. I did try using OBS Studio, which is my normal recording software, but the game window was too small. It was basically stuck in the top left. Oh, there's a Krug Apprentice. He will cast Zap at me, or try and punch me. I'll pick up those. Another scavenger. Another frag. We are pretty much causing genocide to these, but oh, I nearly got level 2 on my melee skill. And Tabulosa. Transmute will add a tiny bit to your nature magic as well, but very little. Oh no, please don't zap me. And there is level 2. 21 gold. By this, and I'm already back up to full magic. Cover your ears. That's already over 1500. That could probably stack up to. I don't think I'll bother stacking up to 9999. Maybe we'll just go on and on and on. Gotcha. Cave. Ah, I thought so. Clandank the Krug. In case you couldn't tell what he was by looking at him. You can see the attack speed difference between his attacks and mine. I mean, it's not quite 2 to 1, but it's quite a distinct difference. Okay, what should we do? Let's get rid of that because that's slightly higher. Battle bow. Let's get rid of you. No. Rule of thumb: use the damage ratings to judge what to get rid of. And you. Move that over there, and we'll now pick that up. 8 to 14, so that's actually higher damage than that, so its odds are going to be worth more. It's pretty big. It looks quite cool actually with the charged fist. Doesn't affect bows because it specifically says it affects your melee damage. So switch back to transmute. Pop, pop, pop. Doesn't use a lot of mana either. So excuse me. Had this cough for weeks. Right. Oh, leather gloves. Marvellous. Defense 2, straight onto the hands. Rags. Yep. It's as obvious as it sounds. If I put those down, it's defense 2. So, 4, cast 1. Oh, wonderful. Bear with me, I'm just going to answer that. Okay. There is the other downside of this recording method, is I can't edit out interruptions like that. So, there's a quick phone call to the missus, who needs me to do something. actually need it done straight away, so I'll do it after this episode is done. Get off. Ah! Now, if we look carefully, you'll see the arrow stuck in his body lock. It will disappear, but if you've got an archer firing arrow at you, they basically build up. More farm scrubs. Now, what happened there is that box was trapped. So now we're starting to see trapped boxes. Boxes, barrels, anything you break like that, it starts to become worth it to hit them from a distance. Because some of them are trapped with a local kind of explosion. Some of them are trapped with arrows like that. They don't tend to be very dangerous. Some of them, though, sort of the more explosion types, can really hurt. Particularly if you're playing this on hard. Now, I'm not really looking to try and play this on hard because it's very hard. And I'm enjoying this in its current form. Keep looking around. Very important to... I know it's a lot of switching from map to view. It just ensures that you're not missing anything. Because not everything appears in the map, but equally when you've got a lot of vegetation around like this, it's very hard to see some things, items on the floor, or paths to go on like that, for instance. Don't think there's anything up here. Indeed not. Da-da-da-da. Yes, frack. Gremel following me. Whoops. Where is he? Oh, he's over there. Boff. Die. You can get rid of the compass if you particularly want to, but to be honest, I don't really notice it. Frack up there. Do. Aha! Our first encounter with wolves. There he is. He's a grey wolf. They are usually in packs, but not always. And down he went. There's a signpost. Down at Stonebridge. Wonderful. Upper farmlands, that's where we've come from. We'll just have a quick wander over here. Make sure I haven't missed anything. That's another reason to look absolutely everywhere. It's just more mobs, more experience, more leveling. Boom! Ow. Waterfall. Look at that. It vanishes. And with the gold? The gold amount is there. 379. You can drop it. There is absolutely no reason to. I have never once found a reason to drop the money. Now, they were very proud of their engine when back in the day, because you could look at having a perception down and watch the water running down. Well, of course, by modern day standards, that's pretty damn naff. But 15 years ago, that was something to behold. Let's go over the bridge. That does not look like a healthy bridge.
Damn fool Krug. I knew they was none too bright, but today I seen everything. They torched this here bridge, and then set to driving a wagon caravan across while it was still a-burning. Now the only way to Stonebridge is that-a-ways, and that means going through the old crypts to the road beyond. You ain't gonna catch me going that way.
That sounds like the voice of Serious Sam to me. And another guise. It's his Scartis. You never see him again. He just stands there.
This bridge won't be fixed anytime soon.
No, because you stood there.
If you're desperate to get to Stonebridge, The only way to get there is going to be through the crypts.
A number of people have got two different voice lines, so you listen to the first one and then click on them again and it comes up with the next one. So the journal has been updated. It even highlights which one.
The Krug!
And there you go.
They're
There's...
attacking!
Be quiet. So you can actually see
The Krug!
Stratus's line
They're
there.
attacking!
Be quiet. Norik. So we've got to go through the crypts. The ancient burial ground. No, not going to pick up mana potion. Don't need to. You can't transmute mana potions, mana or health potions. They do not transmute. Well, they never used to. Might give it a go in a minute. Wolves. Sometimes you saw how the bush shook then. Basically, it's a in a manner of speaking, it's a mob spawner. The mob wasn't there when I walked past it, which in this case was a grey wolf. It was a way of spawning mobs. Nice touch. Another grey wolf. There's another few. Is what I was talking about. They tend to be in packs. You see, we've got armour now all the way down us. We don't see any of the green jumper or trousers I initially put him in. It hasn't taken long for those elements to be covered up. I think there's anything over there. Is there anything up there? Nope, and there's nothing back there. Right, onwards! There's no real right or wrong way of playing this game. There's many ways of going through it. You can just gun it straight through the storyline, you know, get to the end as fast as you can. There was an online co-op mode for this back in the day. This being the Steam version, if you try and click on multiplayer, it just says it's been disabled. I'm told, I haven't tried it, but there is a way of getting that to work for a local co-op. There's another version of acid gas. And we are full apparently. Let's get rid of a blunt dagger. You can't have two of the same spell in the book. You see how the existing acid gas is highlighted against itself. You cannot have the same copy of a spell. You can't have two copies of the same spell in the same spell book. You cannot carry multiple spell books. Subtle. I've never had a reason to carry multiple spellbooks on the same character. Only as a kind of a carrier. If you've got a full spellbook and you know you're close to getting a caster, then you might kind of fill up one book and then have another one to fill up with just more spells you find. This is a life shrine. You stand in it and it charges up your health. They have got limited use, same as the health potions do, so I'm not going to stand in it. They can be very useful if either you're wanting to preserve your mana or health potions. Ooh, look at that. So one of those heroic ones, that is a alpha wolf. Or the, this could be interesting. There's a lot of mobs there. Now I'm letting the game pick which mob I'm going to go after, and this is where these start to come in. So engage is your movement. So engage is you will... Well, there you go. If you mouse over them, it gives you a description of what they are. So it's the one that is on by default is character stays in the vicinity to pursue an area. So you will go up to a point and stop. Same as the aggro range works. You've got move freely, which will just go on and on and on and on and on, which is a bad idea because you have a habit. If you do that, your party can just keep chasing people, chasing mobs, and aggro others. That's why I don't like that one. And hold ground is you don't move. So this one is your attack command. So defend is you do not attack unless you are attacked first. This one is hold fire, so you don't attack at all, even if you are attacked, which is daft. Attack freely, which is dangerous in certain circumstances where you just attack everything. And this one is your targeting command, so you either target the closest, the strongest, or the weakest. That's kind of up to you. Now I am going to go and stand in this life shrine. And there you go, you can see the health going up. You can stand in it and... don't run off. Now, it's not outdoing the damage I'm receiving, so I'm going to use a health potion and get off the shrine. Oh, and he then stood on it of his own accord. There's pros and cons of attacking the strongest first or the weakest first. I kinda go... I'd let it just pick itself. Closest tends to go from weakest to strongest. The reason why I think that's better than going for the strongest first is so that you reduce the amount of damage potential going against you. Even though the enemies might be weak that you're hitting, enough weak enemies hitting you can still, cause you serious problems. And if you've got a really strong enemy in there, it's going to take you a while to get rid of that one. So get rid of the smaller ones so that you've got less damage being caused against you whilst dealing with the stronger one. Now, there's that arrow, Crypt of the Sacred Blood. So we don't want to go that way just yet because that is where the storyline goes. I'll search over here. No, I beg your pardon, I've remembered that wrong. I do want to go that way, kind of. We've got to go that way because there's nowhere else to go at this point. Strange time to suddenly kick in, but there we go. More crag. More scavengers. And a frack. And a crag. Now, burlap is essentially a magic, although it doesn't really make a difference. It's kind of basic armour for your casters. But it doesn't really make a difference here, so we are going to transmute it. 2 gold. No idea if burlap is worth more than warm leather. I have no idea. There might be a database of prices somewhere. I haven't thought to look. You can zoom in and out on this screen. Sorry, apologies for those that might have caused a bit of vertigo. So that's as far out as it will go, and that's as far in as it will go. Really is not much point in being that close. I tend to be as far away from the axe as possible, just so I can see. There's a little camp for the Krug here. Krug apprentice. Scavenger. Frack in cages. Now you'd think that if you release them, they'd be happy about it. No, they come after you. Ungrateful what's-its. Our first cap. Don't be spiffy. There we go, that'll do. Have we replaced our boots yet? No. We are about to. There we go. So, another point in defence, and we'll transmute those ones. That's the ones we started with. So I think that's all of our starting gear has been upgraded in some way, shape or form. Which is always nice. More frack. Ironic really, this is called Dungeon Siege and we haven't got to the dungeon yet. That's what the crypts are, in case you didn't guess. It is a type of dungeon. And it is dungeon in the traditional sense of there is a boss at the end of it. Now, this is what I mean by go elsewhere from where the story takes you. That way is where the crypts are, and I'm going this way, and there is a reason. There is a pixie over here. They're a little bit random as to whether they'll give you anything. They either give you health or they give you mana, and I need neither, so if I wander over there, he's probably not going to do anything. No, so he doesn't do anything. Oh yeah, you can do that to select multiple characters. Ah, angelic. Angelic singing. But wait, I can highlight the statue! Dun dun dun! And look, that pixie gave you a gift of mana. It basically sacrificed itself to top up your mana. Yeah, because I'm using a lot of mana. Our first taste of gargoyles! Now, those ones are not particularly bad. These are just your box standard gargoyles. They become much harder later on. Wet feet, wet feet, wet feet. Floating barrel. Wet feet, wet feet, wet feet. And we're out. Jade gargoyles are the ranged version of normal gargoyles. And you can end up with a whole array of those projectiles stuck in you. Was that it? No. Skeletons! Very slow moving, very hard hitting, and with a lot of health. There's another one somewhere. There he is. Now, as with the armour item we picked up earlier, if it's blue, if the item name is blue, there is a magical element to it. Like that one's got +5 health. Now, if I grab the puller staff, I can't equip it because I need 12 intelligence to do so, but it would add 1 mana per hit. I think that means a melee hit, which is ridiculous considering that is exactly what casters don't do. So, yeah, useful. Let's get rid of you and you. Mace, yes, we want that. We'll get rid of you as well. We want that mace. That's why. 10 to 13 fast. Sorry, Pitchfork. You've served us well so far. Oh, I have a bone club up there still. Get rid of you and you and you. Tatters we don't really want. They are as obvious as they sound. We'll take the battle bow because it's probably worth a bit more than the rest of the stuff here. Tatters is like 1 or 2 damage. 1 or 2 defense rather. And we will transmute the rest. That Z. I say that Z. Pressing Z picks up everything nearby. Cases like that is when it's really, really useful. Right. Onwards. So we have a weapon that at its minimum damage will cause as much as the two-hander we were just using. And it will attack faster and attack typically harder. That is why you go everywhere you possibly can. And a deer. Several deer. Golden rule of RPGs. Always go everywhere. Makes the game last a hell of a lot longer? Yes, of course it does. Oh, thank you, Pixie. Didn't need it, but thank you very much. Kapow! Remember when those Krug scouts were causing us little problems? Not anymore. Boom. Four. Oh, lovely. 14 gold. See, a humanoid-like character like the Krug can carry gold. It's when you get like 100 gold from a wolf. Where has it kept it? Where has this frack misused kept this staff that it's dropped? Well, where would the fun be in questioning that? These are old RPG staples, huh? I didn't do weakest to strongest there. I don't know how the game differentiates when you're surrounded. I don't know how it differentiates who's closer, unless at the point that it stops attacking, it then picks the next person that attacked you. Now I heard a skeleton there. There he is. Each mob type has a bit of a distinctive noise. The fracks have that noise. That's a skeleton that's just kicked off there. So whether it's a melee one, your box standard one, or a skeletal archer, The skeletal archers, particularly in path, can be quite dangerous because they can shoot at you from quite a way away. All the Krugs tend to do... Oh, a Krug Shaman. That's our first Krug Shaman. He's going to fire fireballs at me, which you can dodge. And when you get close, he punches you, because that really works well. Mysteriously, it stopped attacking. Oh, fire shot. Pick it up anyway. We already have fire shot. We started the game with it. Or within a few seconds of starting the game, we had it. We have got to the crypts. So here's the graveyard outside, and that is the entrance to the crypt up there. And we are out of time. So I'm going to save at this moment, because I haven't actually done so. There you go. It's an hour into this game. Oh. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. We're just beginning to get to our first dungeon. And I've just noticed we're nearly at level, what's that, 3, isn't it? 3 melee skill. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.